Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off this presentation with you today. The topic we're exploring is If You Were My Daughter, 5 Truths About Men. Today, we'll uncover 5 brutal truths that every woman needs to know to choose the right man and avoid wasting time on the wrong ones. We'll talk about how to recognize the right person early on, instead of endlessly trying to fix or tune the wrong ones. Think of men like guitars. Some are beautifully crafted, with deep resonance and a lovely tone. Others might look good from a distance, but fall apart when put under pressure. And some, no matter how much tuning or patience you invest, just won't produce the music you're hopping for. If I were your father, I would give you these 5 truths. Truths that can save you years of heartbreak, confusion, and wasted time. So, let's get started and explore what these truths are. Let's take a moment to consider how his friends talk, how they love, and how they live. You see, when you're with him, you're not just dating the individual, you're also dating the entire ecosystem that shaped him. A man's environment plays a huge role in shaping who he is. Think about it this way. Even a great guitar will sound terrible if it's played in a broken band. The company he keeps influences his habits, his values, and his mindset. If he's surrounded by dishonesty or dysfunction, he's likely to adopt similar patterns over time. His closest circle acts as a mirror, reflecting his true character. If his friends cheat, disrespect women, treat commitment casually, or live recklessly, there's a strong chance he does the same, or at least he might eventually. So, if you really want to understand who a man is deep down, don't just look at him directly. Start by observing his friends, because they reveal his true identity more clearly than anything else. Let's talk about how a single bad note can be forgiven, but if the wood is warped, the guitar will never play in tune. This analogy highlights how one mistake might be overlooked, but underlying issues, like warped beliefs, can prevent harmony altogether. Heraclitus once said, "Character is fate," which really drives home the idea that our beliefs shape our habits. Those habits become our lives, and ultimately, they shape the reality we create, especially if we choose to be with someone. Now, on the flip side, it's equally revealing if he shows kindness to strangers, chooses honesty when it's difficult, or acts with integrity when no one's watching. These are the green flags, the signs of a solid character. But watch out for the red flags. If a man lies about something small, don't be surprised when he's dishonest about bigger things later. If he steals, cheats, blames others, or keeps secrets early on, those aren't just mistakes. They're windows into how he sees the world. Men reveal who they are in small moments. Minor lies, strange behaviors, little acts of disrespect. They're not accidents. They serve as previews of how he might treat you in the future. That's why, when a man tells you who he is, believe him the first time. His actions and words, especially in small ways, show his true character. And it's important to recognize that early, the first signs often carry the most weight. Men are like guitars. You have to choose carefully which ones you allow to be played. The wrong one can leave you feeling out of tune, disconnected from yourself. Things that are rare tend to be valuable, and things that are valuable are often desired. When you take your time, you become rare yourself, more unique, more precious in his eyes. The right man stays. He invests in you, respects the pace you're setting, because what he truly values is you, not just the intimacy you share. On the other hand, the wrong man grows impatient. He becomes distant, loses interest quickly, because what he really wanted was the reward, not the relationship itself. And how a man behaves, when you're not rushing into intimacy, reveals everything about his true intentions. This is the truth people are often afraid to say out loud. Intimacy has immense value, and patience is the key to understanding if a man truly values you or just the reward. If the guitar keeps slipping out of tune, stop blaming your ears. It's simply not the right instrument. Real interest is consistent, real commitment is clear, real intention is steady. He has already answered you. When you're constantly decoding his texts, or trying to guess where you stand. When he gives, just enough attention to keep you hooked. When he disappears and returns with excuses. When he only reaches out when he's lonely. They are a message. Mixed signals are not romantic. They are not mysterious. They are not complicated. This might be the simplest truth of all. If a man wants you, you will know. If he doesn't, you'll be confused. A man who truly wants you will never leave you guessing or unsure about his feelings. His actions will be consistent and straightforward. So, if you find yourself constantly trying to decode his behavior, it's a sign that he's not genuinely interested. Remember, clarity and consistency are key indicators of real interest and intention. Men are like guitars. Don't judge them just by the label on the box. Instead, judge them by the music they make when they're actually played. It's the same with men. What they do consistently reveals who they truly are more than what they say. A man might tell you he loves you every day, but if his actions don't match his words, then his actions are the real truth. So ask yourself, does he take responsibility? Does he prioritize you? Does he make time? Does he follow through? Does he show up? These are the indicators of genuine commitment, because a man's true character isn't revealed in what he says once or twice, but in what he does repeatedly. And let's be honest, effort costs something. Words are easy, promises are easy. Anyone can say they care. But actions, those are the real proof of sincerity. So remember, men express their truth through actions, not just words. When evaluating a partner, it's essential to judge him by his actions rather than just his promises. Words can be empty, but actions reveal true intentions and character. Expect clarity in who he is, rather than being confused or misled by ambiguity. Be slow with your intimacy. Don't rush into deep connections before truly understanding who he is. Listen carefully when he reveals himself. What he says and how he behaves give you important clues about his values and personality. Pay attention to the people around him as well, because their influence and behavior can tell you a lot about the kind of person he is. Remember, finding the right partner isn't about being perfect or trying to fix someone or hoping they'll change. It's about learning how to choose wisely from the start, with clarity and awareness. This process is about understanding yourself and what you truly need in a partner. These lessons tie back to the overall theme of this presentation, making thoughtful, informed choices in relationships that lead to healthier, more fulfilling connections. Peace and love. When we follow these truths, it's like releasing the struggle of trying to make something work that's simply not meant for us. Instead of forcing that wrong guitar to play the right song, we finally recognize the one that was always meant for our hands. It's about trusting ourselves and understanding that the right path, the right choice, will feel natural and authentic. This idea ties into the overall theme of finding clarity and staying true to what truly resonates with us. When we align with our true purpose, everything becomes more harmonious. Peace and love become our guiding lights. And in doing so, we're not just playing the right song, we're creating something meaningful and true to who we are.